To learn to live the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Click the bell notification. It's all free. Thought I'd bring you out here to the woods again. It's kind of nice. Last year I came out to these woods and it was a very dangerous place. As a matter of fact, I'm sitting on a stump of a deadfall tree that I cut down last year. You might be able to see some of the dead branches and grapevines that had fallen off. It was a very dangerous place. You're always having to look above your head to make sure that nothing was going to fall on your head. But this year I'm sitting on the stumps. I really love this place. During Thanksgiving, I made a video and I did a little inspirational speech about not hating everything, and it did really well. I came out here in the woods. The video did very well. Good watch time. It's still being promoted. And I just thought, well, I'll do something for Thanksgiving. So I thought I'd give it another try. Come out here in the woods, do a little bit of a motivational topic. I try to keep my videos pretty constrictive to off-grid living, but it's also about living your dream. As you know, we used to be nomads, and then we've transitioned to living off-grid, bought this piece of property, and it's been a big success. Our life has been a big success. As you know, recently I've decided to start another YouTube channel. And I'll put a link to that channel or a video from that channel on the box that pops up at the end of this video, last 20 seconds of this video. I'd really appreciate it if you haven't already checked it out, if you haven't already subscribed and hit the bell notification, if you go over and do that. And what I'm gonna do over there is I'm gonna talk about the news of the day. I don't know if I'm gonna post every day. Right now I'm posting about every 3 days, and every other day I post a short 1-minute clip. We'll see how it goes. But I'm really excited about starting a second channel. Well, of course, when I did that, I explained why. Is because this channel has been struggling for about a year now. Well, no, not a year, probably about 6 months, I guess. Last year, this time, this channel had exploded. The year before that, at this time, the channel exploded again. I was really growing pretty good, and then it just stopped. Of course, when I made the video on that other channel, and I was talking about why I was making another channel, I was explaining that this channel is struggling, and I really enjoy doing YouTube. It's a nice revenue, actually. It varies quite a bit, but it's even if you plan for the low periods, the high periods are just bonus money, extra money in the savings account. So I wanted to continue to do YouTube. However, we've known for 6 months this channel was really in trouble, and we'd been talking about what's wrong with it. I've been watching all the YouTube experts. I've been listening to the commenters. And so we were thinking about maybe I should just quit YouTube, get a job. There's a sawmill down the road that I thought would be kind of neat to work at. They're always hiring. Of course, I could work at Dollar General or something. I don't need a lot of money, just, you know, something to tide us over in case we need something. That's it. I mean, I don't have any bills. And more, we're getting away from food bill also. So, you know, we've been discussing all kinds of different options. Well, it just kind of hit me. Maybe I should start another channel. And my first initial idea was I was going to do these rain channel. It was just going to be a rain channel where all you heard was rain in the background and noise. And I thought, man, that'd be really cool. And you download free rain noises, do it on a 10-hour loop. And these channels really do well. And I thought, man, that'd be so easy. I could do that. Of course, I don't have a big enough computer, so I'd have to go get a bigger computer to process a video that big, which means I'd probably have to figure out how to get more electric. I'd only be able to make these videos probably at noon. I'd have to fire up this, you know, monster computer. So even though I said that I wanted to do it, it was going to take some preparation and purchases and different things. So I just kept thinking, and I thought, you know what? Carolyn is a big news junkie. She likes getting on Facebook and I don't know, all these different social media sites. And she's always telling me about what's going on in the news. Of course, we don't get TV, so she gets the abstract news, you know, the news that the media isn't printing. And we really got to talking about it. I thought, you know, there are guys out there doing videos of these news events, but not dedicated to it. You know, there might be well, one example is a prepping channel, and they talk about the news occasionally. And I thought maybe I could just do exclusively news. I did a couple videos, and boy, I mean, these videos are doing really well, and I appreciate everybody that's watching them. But of course, I've got all the trolls and the haters that I've blocked over the years immediately flooded the channel and was explaining to me why I failed. And there are other folks who I would consider probably not haters, but they knew why I failed also. And I will tell you, nobody was right. None of them. A lot of people will tell you the reason they failed is because there's something that I'm doing that they didn't like. You know, last year I was building a tiny house, and one guy says, well, the reason your channel's failing is because you're not building a tiny house anymore. And if you don't start building something, I'm going to leave too. Well, that's not true, because as I was building the tiny house is when my channel started to go in the tube. There are other YouTubers out there right now building houses and tiny houses, and I don't see a huge increase in subscriptions or video views. No, the reason is because I think the off-grid lifestyle dream is kind of fading in society. Last year, if you really think about it, everybody was scared of the pandemic and, you know, lockdowns and all that, and they wanted to be homesteading and self-sustaining, or as much as possible self-sustaining. You know, what the grid goes down, you know, there was just a lot of uncertainty, and they want to put certainty back in their life. Well, I knew that as soon as the lockdown was over, that the channel would start to sink. So if you look at other off-grid channels, you'll see that they're all kind of sinking. You know, channels that were getting 100,000 views per video last year are now getting like 50,000 views. I didn't fail. And my definition of failure, and this is what I really want to focus on, is the failure aspect of things. I didn't fail because I'm still doing it. I'm still trying. The only time you fail is when you give up. You say, okay, no more. Now it's a failure. Of course, you don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again, because that's a sign of insanity. So I've been experimenting with this channel, trying new things, doing different things. And once I realized that the experiments weren't working, I just had to basically start over. I got to try something else completely different. This channel is never going to go away. A lot of people are worried that I'm going to close this channel down. No, it does okay. I mean, it's not where I want it to be, and it's disappointing, and I would like to do better. But as long as it's getting some views, why would I ever shut it down? I can make a video and throw it up. It's not a failure as long as you keep trying. I got a comment the other day that she was very upset because I suggested that you could live your dream. $4,200, buy a piece of property. She was very upset that I would say that. You can't live your dream. Well, the first thing you said, you can't. Well, as soon as you say you can't, you can't. It's over with. You've already failed even before you got off the couch. It's over with. You can't, if you've already programmed it. I just don't have that attitude. Had a boss, and this is very relevant. Oh, it was stressful. We worked for an organization, and I don't want to get into details of it because a lot of it's confidential, but he was in a company that helped people. And the federal government came in and decided that what we were doing was illegal. And they wanted hundreds of thousands of dollars in fines. They wanted us to change a complete operation process. It would have been really bad. It would probably have shut us down. Now, we're in the business of helping people. And it was going to shut us down from being able to help people. It was a non-profit organization, so it's not like we were getting rich. We were all making our paychecks, but that's it. And I can tell you, this guy was really focused on the people that he was helping. He never overspent money. He was very cautious with money. And he was just infuriated that the government wanted to shut us down, or, well, it would have shut us down, wanted to shut us down from helping people. So he decided to fight the federal government. Oh, my goodness. I mean, this was stressful for employees, everybody. I mean, we were all just always uptight. It was terrible, but we were helping people, and he was not going to let go of that dream. It cost hundreds of thousands of dollars to fight, which was cheaper than the fines and all the changes we would have had to make. And there was no guarantee that he was going to win, but he just was not going to fail. He was not going to quit. He just kept diving in and pushing and pushing. And 4 years later, the administration changed and it went away. I mean, it just went away. Now imagine that. If he'd have just caved in, changed the processes, or shut down the organization, it would have been over. It would have just been over. And we would have lost, and we would have failed, and we would have hurt all those people that we were trying to help. But he never gave up. And that's the key. You know, somebody's going to say, and I get it all the time, well, you failed at being a nomad. Well, Carolyn and I tried the nomadic experience. We hated it. I don't know if that's a failure, but we just absolutely hated it. It was not what we expected. What we wanted was freedom. We wanted to be able to be free. Free of the stresses of work all the time, and being able to reduce our revenue, or the amount of revenue we had to make, being able to reduce the amount of expenditures we had to make, and living in a truck, you know, or a pop-up camper was where we started. It really seemed like that was the way to go. But as we got into it, and we were in it, what, 3 or 4 years, I don't remember, we began to realize that it was people that was causing us not to feel free. You would imagine you're going out there in the national forest and you're supposed to be out there in the middle of nowhere, or the BLM desert, and you're out there in the middle of nowhere. Well, it's not true. It got so overpopulated, so popular, that's what YouTube does, makes everything so popular, that it became miserable. And so I started making videos that I just didn't like it. So we, instead of giving up and saying, okay, well, I'm gonna go back to work, we'll go get a 9 to 5, or in my case, a 16-hour job, we'll get a house that we'll never get to see. We'll eat out all the time because we don't have that time to cook, and we'll die at an early age. No, we decided, well, we'll take what money we have, and of course, I mean, we're doing pretty good with savings. Getting debt-free was a huge benefit. We'll get a piece of property and we'll start building a tiny house and living off-grid and being free, and growing animals, livestock. So no, it wasn't failure. And we didn't give up. We kept the dream alive and we kept pushing. As long as you're pushing and you're always looking for your next step to solve this problem, it's not a failure. So if you'll go out and check out my other channel, help me be more successful, I'd appreciate it. Go ahead and watch that video. If you would subscribe and hit the bell notification, check out these videos for a while, see if you like them. I'd really appreciate it. I hope I can inspire you to never fail, never give up, so you can live your dream. Thanks for watching.